that Die Fledermaus? What does that mean anyway? What does it have to do with a bat? Well, it has everything to do with a prank and a practical joke. And the practical joke, it's a good trivia question because the practical joke is about a costume, the costume of a bat being worn by Dr. Falke.
Dr. Falke and I had been to a masked ball. I dressed as a butterfly, he as a bat.
I had had much too much to drink.
And passed out stone cold on the way home. For fun, I left him asleep in the park.
When I awoke, I was surrounded by little children who jeered and laughed at me all the way home.
Look out, here comes a bat flying by.
And Dr. Falke, of course, sets up the whole thing himself. So really, it's Dr. Falke's practical joke turned into an opera.
And to this day, Falke has never liked masquerades.
Not until tonight.
It's basically set around a party at young Prince Orlovsky's palace. And in the end, it ends up in the jail. So you can, you have to fill in the blanks.
I spend a lot of time doing those tragic ladies, and kind of the action goes slower when you do one of those roles. You have a whole song to develop one emotion or, a couple of different emotional beats, whereas the beats are so much faster. And I'm looking here and I'm looking there, and whoa, he has the watch, and blah, blah, blah. And I think comedy is so much harder, maybe because I'm not as experienced with it, and it's wonderful for me to get that experience. But you have to be a lot more clear about your beats, and you have to play a lot more out to the audience. So in Traviata, I would look out and see, I would look out for, like, this is God, or I'm singing to whoever, or I wasn't really, the fourth wall was still there. Whereas in Die Fledermaus, we're talking often directly to the audience. Oh no, what should I do, everybody? Or things like that. And so the comedy of it is a lot more, I think, difficult to get the timing just right. Otherwise, a lot of the jokes can fall flat.
Fledermaus is kind of fun because instead of, this tragedy, it's just kind of a lighthearted sort of comedy. In addition to which, it's fun to go because there are actually a lot of music that you hear on commercials or in movies and things like that in Die Fledermaus. And it's interesting to see what people are actually saying to this music, what this music's actually meant to be. And so it's fun to go and see it. It's a fun opera. It's a comedy. It has a lot of dancing and parties are obviously important. If you like lighter things, it's a fun thing to go to. But it also has some really beautiful music and music you've heard before, and music that it's interesting to find out what it really means. So
this jolly entertainment deserves a toast. Champagne, the king of wines, for everyone.
I think that's the one thing, I always say when people want to come out and see an opera, go see something that the story is actually going to be something you enjoy. Don't see something that's, it's just too depressing, or, you don't understand what's going on and this and that. This one, even though it's in German, we have English dialogue happening, so everyone's going to be able to understand what's happening, as well as it's kind of a huge party the whole time. The story is darling, and I know in the second act it's a huge party, which I'm sure everyone can relate to, and it's gonna be really great, really, really great. Everyone should come out.
Champagner schwebet unter, der Wäschelein unter, beim Wasser beißen Fürstin, der Kokosnebels dürsten, Stutz an, und hört sich in Verein, der König alle Weine, der König alle Weine. Stoß an, stoß an, stoß an.
our director, Linda Brand, had what I think is a brilliant idea. And so she came to me and she said, Martile, it's your 15th anniversary. Why don't we, instead of, sometimes in the party in the second act, there's a mask ball. This year we're having a costume ball, and we're featuring the fabulous, fabulous designs of one of the best costume designers in the entire world, in my opinion, Gypsy Ames. And Gypsy Ames works at Colorado College and, of course, designs costumes for there. And for many years has designed costumes for the opera here. So we're paying homage to Gypsy Ames because we're using costumes from all of the operas, from like our first 15 years and back into the Colorado Opera Festival. All of Gypsy Ames's different, so you'll see some Turandot costumes, you'll see some Madame Butterfly costumes, you'll see Baby Joe and Tales of Hoffman and Carmen. There'll be all of these costumes represented on this, a cacophony of costumes, as it were. So it's really going to be fun. And it's really fun for the chorus because they get to wear all these fabulous, principal costumes for operas for years back, And we get to then pay homage to what somebody that I think is literally at the top of the list as far as costume designers is concerned, and that's Gypsy. As far as we know, so far, no, and we finished staging yesterday, so as far as we know, nobody dies. If that happens, that's out of our control. But anyway, nobody. It all ends up with everybody laughing. So.